guys, FirebirdJP, and I'm back again with another gas mask video. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? I apologize for the lack of videos over the summer and the fall and half of the winter. During summer I was really busy with, well, not doing gas mask videos. I was longboarding and stuff like that, and I started my own longboarding group with some friends, making videos for that, so I haven't been really paying too much attention to my gas mask collecting hobby, seeing as I was outside most of the time, not worrying about what gas mask I should buy next. But now that it is cold and I cannot ride my longboard as much and there's snow on the ground, I have more time to focus on my other expensive hobby, which is my ever-growing collection of gas masks. So, I am back again to create another beautiful video, as beautiful as it's gonna get. Another video for you, the viewers, my beautiful subscribers that I love also dearly. The mask I got for you today is probably my third rarest mask, maybe second. I'd put it at maybe second. My second rarest mask in my collection. This has been on my holy grail list ever since I pretty much started getting serious about this hobby. So I'm really happy to finally have this piece, and I'm very excited to share it with you all. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. As early as the 1920s, the U.S. Army was in need of a gas mask that especially accommodated the needs of personnel that specialized in optics, such as binoculars, weapon sights, and scopes. And experiments with a few designs that did not necessarily see the light of day. But come around the 1940s, the problem emerged once again. There was no optical gas mask. So after tossing and turning the idea of the optical gas mask for about 20 years, the U.S. Army finally came up with a solid design, which helped pave way to many more masks to follow. The MI-I-15 was that mask. Let's start breaking down the basics. First off, the facepiece is made of very soft and flexible gray rubber. A common misconception made among collectors is that the facepiece is a washed out olive green, but upon further and diligent inspection, it is indeed gray. However, over time, some of these masks have turned a greenish tone due to light exposure. The eye lens is without a doubt the most unmistakable feature of this mask, and all optical masks have followed. Two small eye lenses provide a poor field of vision, but for optics, it gets the job done. Between the two eye lenses is a threaded metal rod called the adjustable distance mechanism. Quite a mouthful. But turning this adjusted the distance between the eye lenses so you can move them closer or farther apart depending on the person wearing it. The voice emitter and exhale valve are all put together into one assembly. The voice emitter is large with ample amount of room for clear voice projection. A plastic disc would be placed inside, allowing your voice to vibrate and project better than most masks in that time period. Mine is, however, missing that plastic disc. The exhale valve is a spearhead type valve with a very thick metal guard to keep it protected from damage on the field. The head harness is very different from the later optical masks. This is the early version of the head harness, a cloth 6-point head harness. On the bottom of the head is a sleeve where you would slip in the filter clip, allowing the filter to somewhat securely ascend. The filter is a gray ribbed filter that was commonly used on the early Army optical masks. The filter was attached by two tubes that ran into the facepiece and opened on the inside by the eye lenses, allowing the mask to defog as well, commonly known among collectors as the desoak system. The inside is nothing to be super excited about, as it's for the most part pretty featureless. The only thing to behold is the speech cone, which allowed very little room for the vibrations of your voice to travel across the inside of the facepiece. Let's talk about the markings on this piece. On the forehead, we see the origin and size stamp, US U. U stands for universal size. All US optical masks followed this principle later on as well. The spearhead valve is a manufacturer stamp of O's, a production number stamp, and a date, 241. Just under the valve is some markings on the chin. On top is E39R5, which stands for Experiment 39 Revision 5. It's more than likely not an experimental mask, as this E and R stamp is seen on many US World War II gas masks. Below it is Lot W109. Under that is the manufacturer stamp. Oshnet, a rubber company that aided the U.S. military in producing many different gas masks during World War II. And under that is M3 with the date of 1240, an early facepiece with later parts. On the inside, the speech cone has some stamps as well, GN 541, and on the bottom is some lot and production stamps. The mask would be issued with a tan-colored carrier and a face form. Mine sadly lacks these components. Now I'm going to compare this mask to later MI-I-15s. This variant is a later version of the gray face piece MI-I-15, which belongs to the collector JoJo from the GMCC. His variant features a green rib filter and the spring-type head harness. This harness uses a rubber head pad with a metal clip to secure the filter, a much more practical design. This variant of the MI-I-15 is mine, and this was considered the final production variant of this mask. First noticeable difference is going to be the face piece color. The Army ultimately ditched a gray face piece for whatever reason and gave it a black one. This is closer to the later gray face piece MI-I-15 JoJo owns, as the only real notable and worthwhile change they made was the color of the face piece. The MI-I-15 later influenced the Navy to use this style of mask for their NDO Mk1 optical mask, which is strikingly similar to the Army version, only real difference being the stamps and the filter used. The Army later continued to improve on the optical mask and made the M2-10-6 belonging to retro respirators, which ditched the floating filter aspect and improved on the voice emitter. Then they later made the mass-produced M2-10A-16 in the 1950s, belonging to myself, with an even better voice emitter. Shortly after the 50s, use of the optical mask faded away as the standard service mask slowly became adapted to tackle any and every possible situation. Nowadays, finding this variant or any gray face piece variant of the MI-I-15 is near impossible, but with some luck and perfect timing, anything can happen. This is without a doubt one of the rarest US World War II gas masks in existence. Alright guys, that was my video on my US Army MI-I-15 optical gas mask. Overall, like I said before, I am super excited to own this piece. I have literally not, my eyes been glued to this thing like ever since I got it. Like I said, been on my holy grail list for such a long time, and I can finally mark it off my list and continue on with many more masks that I need to get. So I bought this on eBay. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to sleep. I had work at like 7, and I, for some reason, came across this. I was wondering why no one even thought of buying this, but I did. So I'm really happy to finally get this, and I've learned that that's exactly how I got my XM40. I just could not sleep, so I found it on eBay and I got it for stupid cheap. So I'm starting to think that I should probably just cut sleep out of my life so I can get many more rare gas masks to add to my collection. So that's all I got for you right now. I'm not going to make any promises or guarantees on videos. I know I've been doing that, and I don't like making any false promises and guarantees of videos that I can and cannot do. I'll get around to them whenever I feel like it, whenever I have time. It's really busy, Christmas time and all that. So this is FirebirdJP. Peace out, keep collecting, and have a good one. I'll see you guys later.